evening, I'm Caitlin Conrad.
And I'm Jessica.The. Thanks for joining us.
The mother of a murder suspect's children says she warned the local judicial system years ago Othon Campos Jr. could kill someone.
But she says she was ignored. Now Frank Damiano of Ashland is dead, and Campos Jr. is accused of killing him. In tonight's News 10 Weekend Top Story at 6, the woman tells us about the suspect's dark past. Frank Damiano was found murdered in his Ashland home more than 2 weeks ago. Friends who knew him say all left of the victim are memories of his love for music and theater.
We would sing, some just kind of more standard gay men's choir music, a bunch of really fun stuff. And he loved singing. It was a really big deal to him, and he had a nice, big, loud voice.
Candice Garcia says her voice was ignored in 2010 when she tried to warn the local judicial system about Othon Campos Jr., one suspect in Damiano's murder.
I said one of these days he's going to end up hurting somebody or he's going to kill somebody.
Garcia is the mother of the suspect's children and says she suffered through years of domestic abuse at the hands of Campos Jr., recalling the time she decided she had had enough.
They never arrested him that day, when he had that knife to my neck. I honestly believe that they didn't even believe me. All they did was take a report, and the next day I went and got a restraining order against him.
The woman says that order was constantly violated.
Everywhere I started working, it didn't work out because he just kept, threatening me, harassing me. They had arrested him like 3 times.
Though he went to jail, Garcia says Campos Jr. never failed to show up at her front door a few days later. So Garcia left the state with her children nearly 4 years ago, her oldest son deciding to give his father a second chance after she says Campos Jr. seemed to have turned his life around. But she says instead her son needed protection from his dad. Garcia thinks that's one of the reasons Merlin Bound III, the second suspect in Damiano's murder, was at the scene of the crime.
I just think that he was going to protect not only his family but my son, because my son was even afraid that his dad was going to do something to him.
As for why Campos Jr. went to the victim's residence, Garcia says rumors about the suspect are flying.
I guess that he was starting to have a relationship, with men.
And says though there's a lot of speculation, one thing is clear.
I feel like if, people would have taken me seriously, that, a person wouldn't have been killed now because of it. And it's hard because, yes, the victim's family, they're suffering in this, but he has 4 kids that have absolutely nothing to do with this, that are completely devastated by everything that's going on, and they are major victims of this too.
Campos Jr. was set to be extradited from Vancouver this week. Bound III is lodged in Jackson County Jail. Both men face murder, robbery, and burglary charges. News 10 will keep you up to date online and on air as this ongoing murder investigation continues.